What up, friends and family? Just Dog Garage. Want to say thank you to the people who are just checking the channel or learning about me. And those of you that have subscribed, thank you very much. Please continue to spread the word. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. Hopefully you guys are learning stuff, because I know I am. And if not, I mean, hey, teach me something. If you know so much, teach me something for real. So today, had a little inspection today. I've just been kind of working. The Integra's sort of in the same spot as you guys last saw, but there's still things coming. I'm trying to hunt down parts right now. Man, these guys on Craigslist are the floppiest right now. Like, I'm not getting hits back for anything. I'm showing interest to people who are trying to sell something. Just trying to get a hold of these parts, man. And even when you're like willing to, hey man, I'll come to you, or and they're you're just not getting any hits back when you're trying to buy the part off the person selling it. So interestingly enough, we're not even talking price yet. Just meeting. I can't even get a response back. So today I was trying to go get my hands on a GSR P72 ECU. And the guy said he also has a flywheel on his Craigslist ad. So I called him, but I didn't get a response back. So, I don't know. If and when they finally do get back to me, I'll let you guys know. Hopefully I'll have parts in my hand soon. At least the core of it to start building the B20 VTEC. Everything else is pretty much aftermarket. I can get off of aftermarket sites like JHP USA. It's one of my favorites. Rest in peace, Pastor JDM. But yeah, there's a lot of the aftermarket stuff right now. I'm trying to hunt down the core stuff, and I'll start assembling from there. Anyway, I'm on my way to the Integra now. I'm gonna try to start on the transmission, take it apart, open up the bell housing, and see if we can replace this diff that's kind of chewed up in the GSR. I'll show you when I get there. Pops back to work on the E30. I don't even know what he's doing today. I hadn't asked, but just kind of walk around the car. He painted it himself. Actually, in his old. His garage in his old house, and it's not bad, but there was something that there was like some kind of contaminant or something that got under there, so I'm not sure. He may repaint it again. He definitely said he wanted to redo some of the body work, so I don't know, maybe that's what's coming next for this car. But yeah, not bad at all, man. I remember when I'd be working in the driveway with this car parked on the street a couple years ago, people were always stopping by and like offering prices and like just like, how much is he going for it and all that. And it's like, man, it doesn't even have a for sale sign on it, The guy's not even trying to sell the car. And they're just constantly throwing prices. So I knew then that this car was a gem. It's just as old as I am, man. It's 87. Go fig. This is the other one that Dad owns. This one he drives a lot more often than the E30. So this E36, or I'm sorry, E34 5 Series. Number 5 piston that let loose completely and just destroyed the head. Like the literal casting of the head was like disintegrated on this car. There was pieces everywhere. I remember when he pulled it off. And so yeah, he bought a new head, bought a new piston, slapped it back together, and eventually got this engine running in pretty good shape for its age. It could use a little more power. It's definitely not balanced because of that fifth piston. But it just goes to show how something was safe in the graveyard. Pretty cool. Finally, you guys might be able to tell what this is under the cover don't know. Throw up your guesses down low. Man, there was a lady at my job whose son was selling it. The car came from Chicago, and I told him about it, and he was interested, and he went and got it. So yeah, I'll unveil it later, but tell me what you guys think it might be. Okay, so this here is my GSR transmission. It was the transmission I had in before this one went in. This is the B16 A2 transmission. I don't know, my transmission goes off the top of my head, and I don't want to get them mixed up just guessing, but so yeah, B16 A2 from an EM1 transmission, and this one is from a GSR Integra. You can tell by the VINs. So this one is the one I took out of the Integra. Probably, let's see, last year sometime in 2019 I finally removed it. Sometime in late 2018 this transmission started giving me it actually didn't give me any mechanical problems. It was the sound that made me stop driving it. I started hearing this sand-like sound coming from it, and I just decided, I was like, you know what, I'd rather stop driving it and save this transmission. So I stopped driving it. My daughter was about to be born during that time, so I didn't want to rip it apart. So it sat for a while before I finally removed it from the Integra. But when I finally did remove it, this is what I discovered. You can see in there those nasty pieces that are in there. That's my differential. It's all broken up. If you can hear that sound, that's, as you can imagine, while the engine's running and you're driving on that, what that sand sound was. It was literally shards of metal in my differential. And so my boy Mike hooked me up. It was like he literally just threw me a diff. Like I didn't even ask for it. I was telling him what was going on, and he went back in his shelf and pulled it out. Didn't say much of anything. He just was like, here you go. Didn't charge me or nothing. So once again, Mike, thank you, man. Appreciate you. But this is what I'm going to try to get started on today. I think I'm going to go ahead and take it apart. Pray for me. Transmission work has never been my strong suit. This will be the first time I replace anything inside of a transmission. I've always just replaced transmissions themselves. I didn't mess with too much stuff inside of it. As most mechanics know, it's a lot of work. Transmissions alone are a trade by themselves. So we'll see. I'm gonna look some things up, try to get a good direction, start moving, and try not to screw something up. So what is a differential and why does it matter? Well, just for those who aren't aware what a differential is, again, this section right here is where the differential sits, and basically after the gears here have done their job of producing power from the engine, like rotational force in the engine, your differential, which is this guy, this is the new one, it's an OEM just open differential, it's not limited slip or anything like that, sits right in here. I don't know if it goes this way or if it's flipped, but we'll get there. But this is how the transmission outputs force to the axles. The axles plug right in on each side, and that is what turns your wheels ultimately. So with this guy broken, eventually wheels don't turn. Okay, so this is kind of for my own sake, but I'm sure it'd be helpful to someone else as well. Kind of bolt by bolt removal process, but again, I don't have anyone here to film, so I'm just gonna kind of stop every once in a while and document what I've like cracked loose so far. So first out is these two bolts on the bottom. Again, this here, top, bottom, front, rear transmission. Okay, so these two on the bottom, you pull these, they're 12s, and they have this little spring inside. Those are the first two to pull. Next is this guy here. This is a 14. Goes in top. Pull that out. It has a washer on it. By the way, these two have washers as well. And next is this guy here. You just use 1/2-inch ratchet to crack that loose. And I already broke it, so that's why it's nice and easy. It takes a little bit of force, but that comes out. Next, and then there's supposed to be a little C-clip. Okay, next, now that that bolt is out, you notice there's some metal on there actually. Just, hope we're not in too much trouble with that. But next is this little C-clamp in here, if you can see that. And you got to spread this apart, and should hear the I believe the countershaft will drop. Okay, quickly show you where I'm at. So I didn't notice this before. I didn't note this before because they hadn't come out yet. But if you see these two little ball bearings, make sure that after you pull those little springs out, that you also either just tilt your transmission or use a magnet tool like this, you know, to just sort of get them out of there. You don't want to lose those. So just wanted to note that you should make sure you have those. So yeah, what I've been working on is this snap ring. Let me first be clear that it's not that it's supposed to come out. It's supposed to open and kind of sit off to the shoulders so that the countershaft can drop. I have had a pain getting mine out. I don't know if it's because of, you know, damage done with the differential or what. So I was kind of reading along. I mean, that was where this guy's explanation said to remove this and then go after the snap ring. I'm not having any luck with it. So I read some other forums where they removed that, but then they went ahead and just removed the casing bolts all around. There's 16 12mm bolts, and then I'm going to try to hit the pry point right here and try to pry it just a little bit, and maybe it'll give it some more space so that once the snap ring opens, the countershaft will drop. So we'll see what happens. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. So, I got the snap ring to open, and it's kind of hard to tell the difference, as I had trouble telling you in the picture, but I did get it to free the countershaft in there, so the housing's ready to come off. Yo! It's off, son. By the way, I don't know if you can tell, but this thing is a freaking mess. Well, maybe not this half, but yeah, I was definitely feeling like metal, real like heavy metal grit just everywhere. So yo, yeah, it's out. It's off. Whatever. Just keep moving. Okay, oh yeah, real quick. What helped me get the snap ring loose? I did as I said. I was prying. Like I said, I went ahead and removed all the casing bolts, the 12mm, and I just sort of pried and used my snap ring pliers. This is kind of like a happy medium where if you pry up on the casing while you're holding onto the snap ring, you can't go too high because the snap ring then kind of locks it in the other direction. So you want to kind of open the snap ring a little bit, sort of pry, and then I tried, I used a screwdriver and eventually just popped the snap ring up while I was using the snap ring itself. I know it sounds like a lot, but try that if you get what I mean. Sort of pry on the edge here, or just use something to sort of wedge right here and here between the two pieces of casing. This will kind of hold, the weight of the upper half of the casing will kind of hold here, and then
like played with my snap ring and screwdriver up here. This is the counter shaft, by the way, where the snap ring was, and that kind of together popped the snap ring right where it needed to be. So just sort of trial and error. But again, this is my first, so better luck to you. Okay, so this, in my opinion, is like worse than the engine. All this metal right here, man. Just chunks and shards of those. Yeah, so the car just gets worse. See, like this tooth on the gear, it's broken here. There's another one over here. That was the problem. This thing was breaking teeth. Jeez, man. This is the magnet that collects all the shavings. So there should, you know, it's kind of expected to have soft metal shavings or that goopy metal, but not big chunks like this. You know, big hard chunks. Again, that's from the teeth on the differential. Alright, so that's where I'm leaving off for the day. Basically got the case off, and you know, everything's exposed now. So I showed you the shards, showed you the chunks. The idea now is to start pulling gears apart. So Pop's gonna clear some space off for me to be able to use the workbench, which would be, you know, a lot easier than bending over. It starts killing my back, man. I am over 30. So heading home now, calling it a day. Hit you guys when I come back down here. For some reason, mine would not drop the bearing. What? Hold on, buddy.
Up here.
Oh, hey. Yeah. What's that?
Where is there a traffic cone?
A traffic cone?
Yeah.
My nephew. Anyway,